piece of it is, in order to help immigrants, is to, provide a support system around the immigrant entrepreneurs. But just entrepreneurs, period, it can be a very isolating experience if, let's say, you are the only one in your family or in your social circle who is trying to start a business and get things running, and no one else kind of really understands what you're going through. So it is really important as an entrepreneur to find a support system, and to really, express your feelings and express what you're going through, and to understand that, what you're going through is not just you. A lot of entrepreneurs go through it. And so, yeah, I would definitely say focus on your mental health.
This is Sue Ellen Zhang. She is a private practice therapist, a wife, and a mother of 4 children. She is also an immigrant entrepreneur from Jamaica. Entrepreneurship also runs in her family.
So my family is originally from Jamaica. I moved here when I was 5 with my mother and my brother. My mother actually, she started her own business many years ago. She opened a Jamaican restaurant, and the food was great. The food was wonderful, but because she didn't have the education and she didn't have the resources, she had to close the business. And so as I was involved somewhat in the business with her, I kind of learned from her experiences of how difficult it can be to start a business. And so for me, starting my own business, I've gone through a couple of different businesses and I've learned along the way. But it is difficult when you may not have the education and you don't have the resources, not just financial resources, but also just kind of social capital and knowing different people and from different backgrounds who can be helpful along the way.
Sue spent some time learning through Philly iHub, which is a program in Philadelphia designed to educate entrepreneurs with the tools and knowledge to run their own business.
Yes, so when I was involved with Philly iHub, it was a cohort model, so there were quite a few of us who would have classes together. We would come in and we would learn different ways on how to build a business from the ground up. And so we learned how to look at the different aspects of business, such as streams of income and marketing and different things like that. So while we were there, we had the chance to network with other entrepreneurs and just get a little bit more of a background on starting a business. So I actually learned about the iHub through my husband, who is also another serial entrepreneur, much more so than I am. But he told me about it, and it sounded like a good idea, so I just said okay, and went for it. And I actually told another friend of mine, and she thought it sounded great as well, so we just both went ahead and signed up for the program and went through with it. So one of my biggest takeaways from going through the iHub program was learning how to go through a business through iterations, and so trying something and then going back to the drawing board and then trying it again or trying it a different way, and just it's knowing that it's a continuous process in learning how your business is going to work and the best way that it can work.
In 2016, all 6 of the Nobel Prize winners in the U.S. for economics and science fields were immigrants. 200 of the Fortune 500 companies were started by immigrants or their children. Immigrants accounted for 40% of new businesses in California, New York, and New Jersey. Immigrants have started 25% of the businesses in 7 of the 8 fastest growing sectors.